Is EcoQuest 2 Lost Secret of the Rainforest the righteous compost-fueled sequel the early 90s deserved, or just a well-meaning PSA wearing a floppy disk mask? Rhetorical question. Answer incoming anyway. Both. Sierra's 1993 follow-up to Search for Cetus is simultaneously a wide-eyed children's field trip and a surprisingly sharp adventure game knife, slicing deforestation villains with kindergarten-safe quips, and then reminding you to recycle the packaging. Underrated? Absolutely. The game's been hiding in a fern-cloaked alcove while classmates like King's Quest VI luxuriated in VGA spotlights. Oversold? Only by that one ecology teacher who insisted it would change your carbon footprint forever. Spoiler, my middle school cafeteria trays stayed styrofoam. Fundamental? If you believe adventure games can be classrooms wrapped in point-and-click ribbons, then yes, it's borderline essential. Negligible? Try telling that to Paquita, a talking insectivore bat who becomes the rainforest's sarcastic Jiminy Cricket, and incidentally, the absurd thread I'll tug on until the credits roll. Seriously, who needs Navi yelling, "Hey, listen," when you've got a chiropteran sidekick coughing pollen facts in broken Spanglish? Strap on your imaginary hiking boots, power up your 486, and keep that Ecorder charged. We're trekking deep into pixelated humidity. Historical context. By February 1993, Sierra Online was running an empire the size of several medium-sized MMORPG guilds. The company's Discovery series, edutainment titles aimed at kids who'd rather launch DOS than open a textbook, already boasted Mixed Up Mother Goose, Castle of Dr. Brain, and the first EcoQuest. The original Search for Cetus had sold respectably on the back of Jane Jensen's writing and a Save the Dolphins pitch that made Greenpeace volunteers wink conspiratorially at Babbage's cashiers. Enter EcoQuest 2, spearheaded by designer Gano Hain. Jensen had migrated to Gabriel Nightland and pushed out on Sierra's SCI engine in glorious 320 by 200 VGA. Notably, it never received the CD-ROM talkie treatment. Only a handful of digitized lines sneak in, because Sierra's bean counters considered the floppy build good enough for the kiddies. Picture 1993's gaming bloodstream. Myst was about to hypnotize relatives who'd never touched a joystick. Doom's shareware episode would soon burn across every university network faster than Oregon Trail dysentery. Console kids were trading Street Fighter II turbo cartridges like contraband candy. Against that maelstrom, convincing a preteen to click on bromeliads and identify keystone species looked, well, quixotic. Yet the early 90s harbored a low-key environmental craze. Captain Planet reruns, reduce, reuse, recycle jingles, even Fern Gully. The last Rainforest underperformed but stayed lodged in VHS players. Sierra smelled Eco Wind and doubled down. Personal time capsule. I was 14, fresh off marathon sessions of Sam and Max Hit the Road, when my science teacher rolled a TV cart into class and fired up Cetus on the school's lone IBM PS2. The promise of playing video games for homework short-circuited teenage cynicism. 2 years later, I begged my parents for Lost Secret by claiming it came with a botany glossary, true, and counted as biology study, debatable. I can still hear the 3.5-inch discs whirring like angry cicadas. Environmental edutainment had found its Trojan horse. Hide a lecture inside Lara Bow-style puzzle design, garnish with cute animals, and watch allowances evaporate faster than Rainforest canopy. Mechanics. Sierra's formula remains intact. Third-person point-and-click, verb icons lining the top border like miniature stained glass windows. But Lost Secret graphs several peculiar graphs, each greening the traditional adventure stem. First, the Ecorder, a tricorder meets encyclopedia that Adam Green, our returning, now slightly older boy wonder, whips out to scan every creature, vine, or suspicious frog. Think Pokedex, but with Latin species names and environmental tidbits instead of battle stats. Early on, you zap a bullet ant, and the Ecorder spits back Paraponera clavata with a sting reported more painful than childbirth, footnote, instantly ensuring you'll never click that hotspot again without protective gloves. The gadget doubles as score tracker, fill its database, and notch bonus points, effectively gamifying curiosity long before Ubisoft invented tower reveals. Next up is the recycling icon, Sierra's answer to Captain Planet's heart ring. See an oil drum, click recycle, and watch Adam haul junk into oblivion, netting eco points that add to the coveted perfect 1,000 point score. Confession, my teen self replayed the entire game after missing 10 measly points for ignoring a soggy newspaper in Chapter 2. Perfectionism can be composted, but only after it's crushed your soul. Then there's Paquita, the aforementioned insectivorous bat with wingspans of one-liners. She's not just comedic relief, Paquita provides contextual hints, foreshadowing dangers like illegal logging blasts, plus occasional sass whenever Adam attempts to pocket exotic pets. Leave the Scarlet Macaw alone, gringo. It's not a Funko Pop. Her presence fits Sierra's tradition of talkative sidekicks, see Cedric the Owl or King Graham's stable of wisecracking unicorns, but with mercifully less screeching. Quest structure sprawls across 7 chunks. Arrival in Iquitos, night boat kidnapping by otter chauffeurs, yes, really. Grove village diplomacy, villainous captivity, deep jungle puzzle spree, El Dorado adjacent city of gold exploration, and final race for the fountain of youth to heal a dying rainforest seedling, and by extension, Paquita. Maxim Slaughter, corporate heavy with a name straight from a WWF heel roster, pursues Adam, leaving toxic leaks like breadcrumb trails. Set piece example, early in the Grove chapter, a toucan nest smolders after loggers drop a cigarette. To douse it, you must harvest pitcher plant water, tiptoe up a mammoth cecropia tree, and sprinkle the makeshift fire extinguisher without dislodging a 3-toed sloth. Success triggers victory fanfare and a lecture on rainforest epiphytes. Fail and the egg fries into a Darwin Award omelet. Sierra spares you gory cutscenes, but the guilt sting ranks right below deleting Grandma's save file. Parallels? Imagine Monkey Island with Guybrush scanning parrots for biodiversity notes. Or Police Quest where Sonny Bonds recycles bullet casings for XP. Lost Secrets design tries to reconcile edutainment with honest-to-goodness adventure tension, never allowing the lecture to smother the limbic thrill of solving inventory knots. Want nerd metaphors? The Ecorder is basically a rainforest GitHub. Each scan commits a knowledge branch, and achieving 100% coverage feels like closing all pull requests before merge. The interface, though forward-thinking, occasionally stumbles. The icon bar hides verbs behind sub-icons. Launching the Ecorder requires a fit of right-click cycling that would fluster even Doomguy. Pixel hunts persist. I spent 15 minutes hunting a stray vine sprite to craft a blowgun segment. Yet the moment I slid that dart pipe across a tree branch to knock out Gonzalez, Slaughter's dim henchmen, and free-caged toucans, the dopamine hit justified the lost quarter hour. Humor leans dad joke Rainforest edition. Examine a bromeliad and Adam quips about tank plants making better beer kegs than student lounges. Use the hand icon on a poison dart frog, and Paquita chirps. Looking to start a rave with those colors? The comedic highlight arrives in the Golden City finale, where a fountain guardian mistakes Adam for a pale capybara spirit because of his bowl cut. Cue me spitting Surge soda on my Model M keyboard. Surge wouldn't release until 97, call it prophetic spit take. Legacy and Influence Lost Secret never ignited sales charts like a Johto-era Pokemon, partly because floppy drives were dying while CD-ROMs boomed, and Sierra left it voice acting deficient due to budget calculus. Worse, mainstream 93 players craved laser blast jibs, not leaf litter ecology, yet the game quietly influenced design thinking in 2 underappreciated corridors. First, it proved that index card edutainment could cohabitate with narrative stakes. Before EcoQuest, educational software often resembled interactive textbooks. After EcoQuest, you can trace a line to Carmen Sandiego's 1996 reboot, to Oregon Trail 2, even to Ubisoft's modern Discovery Tour modes in Assassin's Creed. The template embed encyclopedic content inside optional scan mechanics so players self-dose the facts. The Ecorder is basically Assassin's Ancient Egypt Codex minus Bayek's murder sprees. Second, Lost Secret pioneered moral choice scoring that rewards environmental stewardship rather than binary good-evil decisions. Picking up trash wasn't optional side fluff like feeding pigeons in Spider-Man 2. It measurably upped your final tally, encouraging players to behave responsibly when no plot beat demanded it. That design DNA pops up in indie darling Spiritfarer, where caring for spirits nets intangible satisfaction points, and in Animal Crossing's island cleanup Nuke Miles system. Still, the sequel stayed niche. Why? Blame market drift. Edutainment slid towards CD-ROM reference suites. Sierra pivoted to FMV horror like Phantasmagoria. Also blame the eco-theme's sober earnestness. Kids might save dolphins, but convicting them to memorize vascular plant anatomy between Sega Genesis matches was tall order. Lastly, EcoQuest 3 never materialized, leaving the franchise to languish in Goodwill bins beside Math Blaster floppies. Yet fandom persists. Speedrunners now compete for all Recycle's 1,000-point routes on ScumVM builds. Environmental NGOs have quoted the game's dialogue in YouTube PSAs. The rainforest is breathing for the world. Forest Heart's line, still goosebumps-inducing. A handful of modders patched in voice acting using AI voice cloning for Paquita. Ethical debates aside, hearing the bat drop fresh snark in 44 kHz is delightful. Closing paragraph plus score. So where does Lost Secret of the Rainforest sit on the pH scale of 90s adventure acidity? For me, an arcade rat turned eco-tourist, it's that rare pH 7, perfectly neutral between didactic sermon and playful escapism, with occasional spikes when Paquita lands a pun atom bomb. Sure, the absence of full speech makes the jungle feel oddly mute in 2025's Dolby Atmos world, and pixel hunting for medicinal bark remains a test of mouse mat patience. But the moment the Ecorder pings a brand new species scan, or Forest Heart's heartbeat thumps back to life because you lugged a seedling across half a continent, the game transcends its resolution resolution grid. Final score, 8.1 out of 10. Side effects may include sudden urges to boycott exotic wood furniture, compulsive recycling of digital trash files, and an unshakable belief that every adventure game deserves a sarcastic bat. Consult your local botanist if inspiration persists longer than 4 hours.